Dream, dream, dream. Dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result in action. Good morning, Revered Principal Dr. Keshav Chandra Satpathy, respected Coordinator Madam Indira Bhattacharya, esteemed supervisors, worthy judges, dear colleagues, and my dear students. I feel privileged to welcome all of you to the seminar conducted by the Science Department of our school on the occasion of World Students' Day. World Students' Day is celebrated on 15th October every year across the globe to mark the birth anniversary of the famous Indian aerospace scientist, Bharat Ratna, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. Kalam, a great scientist, the former president, the Bharat Ratna awardee, a great teacher. Ample number of adjectives can adorn such matchless spirit. But Dr. Kalam would love to be known as a teacher. Indeed, he was a great teacher who would mesmerize his students through his eloquent speeches. So, in his honor, United Nations declared 15th October, his birthday, as the World Students' Day in 2010. To appreciate and acknowledge the teachings and contribution of this unparalleled leader, a true leader in all aspects of life, the Science Department of our school has organized a seminar on the life work of Dr. Kalam for Standard 9 students. Let me now take the opportunity to introduce the judges of the day. They are Mr. Pradipta Kumar Sahu, PGT Physics, DAV CSPU, and Mr. Prabhakar Behera, PGT Physics, DAV Public School Chandrasekharpur. We have 10 groups amidst us for this seminar. Dear participants, please be attentive and listen to the ground rules. All should on their videos and they should keep themselves muted. Only the speaker will unmute when his or her turn comes. Time limit for each group is maximum 7 minutes. Absolute discipline is anticipated from all concerned. So I hope, children, you all are ready. Our judges are also ready. So without any delay, let me call upon our first group, Saurabh Raut and Arya Ansuman from 9E to present their presentation. Thank you. And all the best, children.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, so we are starting now. You cannot change your future, but you can change your habits, and your habits will change your future. Good morning to one and all present over here. I, Saurabh Raut, and my friend Arya Ansuman going to present our presentation on the topic life work of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So first, let me shortly tell you about the contents present in our PPT. First is the introduction to the life of Dr. Kalam. Secondly, about his early life and education. Third is his career as a scientist. The nuclear test of Pokhran. Next is his tenure as the president. And after post-presidency, his writings, awards, and at last but not the least, about the legacy of his. By listening the name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, what comes to our mind? Firstly, the missile man of India, and secondly, the late president. Except that he was a great scientist, an adherent educationist, a great writer, and above all, a true visionary. He was one of the most eminent speakers who has inspired each and everyone with his speeches. So now I would like to request Arya to tell you about his early life and his career as a scientist. Arya, please.
Thank you, Saurabh. So now I am going to elaborate about the early life and education of this great scientist. Dr. Kalam was born on 15 October 1931 in a small town of Rameswaram in Madras Presidency. His father, Jainul Abdin, was a poor boat owner and imam of a local mosque, while his mother, Asiama, was a housewife. Dr. Kalam used to sell newspapers in a nearby railway station to provide financial condition for his family. He was very good in studies and excelled in each and every subject. He graduated from St. Joseph College and did aeronautical engineering from the Madras Institute. Now, talking about his career as a scientist, he designed a small helicopter for the Indian Army in the initial stages of his career. He became a scientist in DRDO in 1958 and later on joined the ISRO. Climbing further new heights, he became the project director of India's first indigenous satellite vehicle, that is SLV-3, in 1969, which led to the successful launch of the Rohini satellite in the space. Moreover, he developed various equipments for the Indian Defense Army to develop high-tech missiles like Agni, Prithvi, Akash, Vayu, and Trisu. Last but not the least, his vision resulted in the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, that is shortly abbreviated as IGMDP, that has ensured India achieve enviable position in missile technologies of propulsion, guidance, controls, and warrants. Next, talking about his further achievements in the later stages of his life, he served as scientific advisor to the Defense Minister of India and later on served as principal scientific advisor to the government. He played a prominent role in the country's 1998 nuclear test conducted in Pokhran, in the state of Rajasthan, and helped India to consolidate herself as a nuclear power all over the world. For this, he became a national hero through the test, although he faced some minor allegations from other backgrounds. Not only it helped India to emerge as one of the superpowers in the world, but also helped the Indian military group to successfully implement Operation Vijay, which helped us to get rid from the clutches of Pakistan Army during the 1999 Kargil War, in which we got success. So now, talking about his tenure as the President of India, post-presidency, awards and recognitions, writings, and last but not the least, legacy, I would like to request Swaradip to throw some light on these topics. Swaradip, please.
Thank you, Arya. So, as previously told by me, he served as the 11th President of India from 25 July 2002 to 25 July 2007. In his tenure as President of India, he promoted advance of the nuclear weapons program. His 20-year action plan to achieve economic growth helped India a lot in his economic development. He emphasized technology as a vehicle for economic growth. In his period also, there was a lot of increasement in agricultural productivity of the country. So he not only stopped here, rather than that, after his presidency, he transformed India into a developed country. He served as a lecturer and visiting professor of several universities. He launched a program for the youth named What Can I Give Movement, with a central theme of defeating corruption, provisional of urban amenities to rural areas. PURA is a strategy for rural development of India. So in his literary pursuit, he has written many books, and the three present here are the best of them. They are as follows: APJ Abdul Kalam, Wings of Fire, an autobiography by him. Second one is Ignited Minds, and the last one is My Spiritual Experience. So recognition and respect for his many achievements came through a number of awards that even included the highest civilian award, that is Bharat Ratna, which he was awarded in 1997. He also received the Padma Vibhushan in 1990, Padma Bhushan in 1981, Indira Gandhi Award in 1997, including many other awards in India and also out of India. So there was an end of a golden era in 25th July 2015. While giving a lecture in IIM Shillong, he collapsed just after 5 minutes of his lecture and was confirmed dead after a sudden cardiac arrest on 25 July 2015. The man who had a very humble beginning and started his career in source of Rameshwaram, who believed in both Quran and Gita, who daily offered namaz and played veena, continues to live in heart of all Indians. I heartily salute to this great man, great soul. To honor this great son of this soil, many notable things are renamed after him. him. They are as follows: Mount Kalam in Barasigri Glacier, Himachal Pradesh; Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Road in New Delhi; APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Bay of Bengal; Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Missile Complex in Tamil Nadu; World Students Day by United Nations on his birthday on 15th of October; Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award Government of Tamil Nadu. So with this, we came to an end of our presentation. We hope you like it. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Saurabdeep and Arya. Moving on to the second group, I would like to invite Ansuman Das as the leader and the participant members of the group, Sainath Mishra, Nirvan Patnaik, and Sohab Nayak. They all belong to 9A. Children, get set, go.
Thank you, ma'am. Be active, take on responsibility. Work for the things you believe in. If you don't, you are surrendering yourself to others. By Kalam. A very good morning to each and everyone present in this online podium. I, Soham Nayak, with my team members Nirvan, Ansuman, and Sainath, are here to appraise you with our presentation on the Missile Man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was not only a scientist or a politician, but also a great inspirer and a motivator for humanity. He is a great ideal whose footprints are still being followed by many children to make their future brighter. Now our Nirvan for the further proceedings.
Thank you, Soham. Now taking a look at his profile. Born in Rameshwaram and had a secure childhood, a bright student who had average grades, who had keen interest in studies. A journey full of challenges, from a scientific advisor to becoming the president of our nation. Also responsible for the development of Agni and Prithvi missiles and for building indigenous capability in critical technologies through networking of multiple institutions. He was the scientific advisors to defense ministers and secretary, Department of Defense Research and Development from July 1992 to December 1999. Now taking a look at his early life. APJ Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931 into a middle-class Tamil family. His father, Jainuddin, was neither a wealthy man nor he had any formal education. In spite of it, he had great inborn wisdom. Dr. Kalam's mother, Aishamma, was from a distinguished family. One of her forebears was bestowed with the title of Bahadur by the British. She and her husband were regarded as an ideal couple. A short boy with rather undistinguished look, born to tall and handsome parents. They lived in their ancestral house on the Mark Street in Rameshwaram. His uncompromising and disciplinarian father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. Now taking a look at his educational life. As rightly said by Dr. Kalam, knowledge without action is useless and irrelevant. Knowledge with action converts adversity into prosperity. Who knew that a lad who was born to a poverty-stricken parents would one day become a millennial aerospace scientist and step up to be the 11th president of India? Being on a constant quest to learn and gain as much knowledge as he can, his educational journey was full of challenges. Let us walk you through APJ Abdul Kalam's education with an aim to inspire a large number of students across the world. In his school years, Dr. Kalam had average grades but was described as a bright and hardworking student who had a strong desire to learn. He spent hours on his studies, especially in mathematics. After studying in primary school at Rameshwaram, Dr. Kalam went to Swartz High School at Ramanathapuram, from where he went to Tiruchirappalli for his higher studies. After completing his BSc from St. Joseph College, he joined the Madras Institute of Technology for studying aeronautical engineering. Now, I would like Anshuman to put some highlight on his career.
Surely, Nirvan. Now let's discuss some point upon the career life of APJ Abdul Kalam. In the 1990s, he had served as the chief scientific advisor of the Prime Minister before becoming the President of India. He was known as the Missile Man of India for his important role in the nation's civilian space program and military missile development. Also in 1998, he made significant contributions to India's Pokhran 2 nuclear test. He was the 11th President of India and was elected against Lakshmi Sehgal in 2002. Before becoming the President of India, he worked with the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO) and Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) as an aerospace engineer. Let's now discuss upon the tenure of his presidency. On July 10, 2002, the NDA government proposed Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's name for the presidential post to the leader of opposition, Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Dr. Abdul Kalam served as the President of India from 25 July to 25 July 2007. He was the first scientist and the first bachelor to occupy the Rashtrapati Bhavan. In the presidential election, he got approximately 9,22,884 votes and defeated Lakshmi Sehgal. He became the 11th President of India by succeeding K.R. Narayanan. Now I would like to hand over the next to Sainath. Sainath, please.
Thank you, Anshuman. Now talking of some of his achievements. Kalam received 7 honorary doctorates from 40 universities. The government of India honored him with the Padma Bhushan in 1981 and the Padma Vibhushan in 1990 for his work with ISRO and DRDO and his role as a scientific advisor to the government. In 1997, Kalam received India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, for the contribution to the scientific research and modernization of defense technology in India. Dr. Kalam's 79th birthday was recognized as World Students' Day by the United Nations. Kalam had written many books. Some of them were The Wings of Fire, an autobiography in 1999, Ignited Minds, Unleashing the Power Within India in 2002, The Luminous Spark in 2004, Mission India, You Are Born to Blossom in 2011, and many others. All these books have inspired many people across the entire world. Now I would like Soham to tell about the books and documentaries written on Kalam.
Thank you, Sainath. So now I'm going to say some books and documentaries written on Kalam by different authors which inspire many children. So some of them are Eternal Quest, Life and Times of Dr. Kalam by S. Chandra, President APJ Abdul Kalam by R.K. Pruthi, APJ Abdul Kalam, The Visionary of India by K. Bhushan and G. Katyal, The Kalam Effect, My Years with the President P.M. Nair, A Little Dream, documentary film by P. Dhanapal, My Days with Mahatma Abdul Kalam by F.R. A.K. George, 2009. Now coming to the sad demise of this great soul. On 27 July 2015, Dr. Abdul Kalam was delivering a lecture at IIM Shillong where he suffered a heart attack with his condition became critical. So he was shifted to Bethany Hospital where thereafter he died of cardiac arrest. His last words to Srijan Pal Singh were, "Funny guy, are you doing well?" On 30th July 2015, the former president was laid to rest at Rameswaram's Peikarumbu ground with state honors. Do you know that around 350,000 people attended the last ritual of Kalam, including the Prime Minister of India, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, and the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Kerala, and Andhra Pradesh? This great soul who fought against his obstacles, who chased behind his dreams, who became an ideal for millions of children and became a milestone, left his heavenly abode due to cardiac arrest and breaking the heart of many people. Today also, he is an inspiration for many. In reality, he is an undying icon. May his soul rest in peace forever.
We hope we did justice to this topic. Now we would like to sign out. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Anshuman and your team for the beautiful presentation. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Moving on to the third group, Nandini Vishwapriya, Nishita as the team leader, Amrita Pritam Rath, Subhranshu Sekhar Panda from 9C. Children, now the platform is yours. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. When our signature changes into autograph, this marks our success. This very line was picked up by our near and dear, our very own Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Here, I, Nishita of Standard 9 and my group members are present here to give a heart full of gratitude to this pure soul. I shall now invite Amrit to continue further.
Introduction. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. A leader who contributed to the Youth Skilling and Development Initiative. Working tirelessly in his field and directing a number of projects, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has always been an inspiration to people in this world. Amongst the great personalities, his struggle and passion have always given the power to dream to million others. There will always be an indelible impression not only on adults but also children aiming to become successful in life. Beyond his work on developing India's ballistic missiles and nuclear programs. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's early life. Abul Fakir Jalaluddin Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931. His father, Jalaluddin Maraikar, was a boat owner and imam of a local mosque. His mother, Ashima, was a housewife. Kalam was the youngest of four brothers and one sister in his family. As a young boy, he had to sell newspapers in order to add to the family's meager income. Education of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In his schooling years, Kalam had average grades but was described as a bright and hardworking student who had a strong desire to learn. After completing his education at the Swat Higher Secondary School, Kalam went on to attend St. Joseph's College, then affiliated with the University of Madras, from where he graduated in physics in 1954. He moved to Madras in 1955 to study aerospace engineering in Madras Institute of Technology. He narrowly missed achieving his dream of becoming a fighter pilot as he placed ninth in the qualifiers and only 8 positions were available in the IAF. Now I shall invite Nandini Vishwapriya to continue further.
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's career as a scientist. After graduating from the Madras Institute of Technology in 1960, Kalam joined the Aeronautical Development Establishment of the DRDO as a scientist after becoming a member of the Defense Research and Development Service. He started his career by designing a small hovercraft. Kalam was also the part of the Coast Park Committee. In 1969, Kalam was the project director of India's first launch vehicle, SLV-3, which successfully deployed the Rohini satellite in near-Earth orbit in July 1980. Between the 1970s and 1990s, Kalam made an effort to develop the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, which proved to be successful. In the 1970s, Kalam also directed 2 projects, Project Devil and Project Valiant, which sought to be developed ballistic missiles. Kalam played a major part in developing many missiles under the mission, including Agni, an intermediate range ballistic missile, and Prithvi, the tactical surface-to-surface missile. Kalam served as the chief scientific advisor to the Prime Minister and Secretary of the DRDO from July 1992 to December 1999. The Pokhran-2 nuclear tests were conducted during this period, in which he played an intensive political and technological role. Kalam served as the chief project coordinator. With such a great dedication in the developing of nuclear bombs, space rockets, launching vehicles, he is popularly known as Missile Man of India. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam as president. Kalam served as the 11th president of India. He won the 2002 presidential election with an electoral vote of 922,884, surpassing the 107,366 votes won by Lakshmi Sehgal. His terms lasted from 25 July 2002 to 25 July 2007. The polling for the presidential election began on 15 July 2002 in Parliament and the state assemblies. The count was held on 18 July. Kalam moved into Rashtrapati Bhavan after he was sworn in on 25th July. So now I would like to call Shubhranshu Shekhar Panda for the further proceedings.
Thank you. Kalam was the 3rd president of India to have been honored with the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. He was also the first scientist and the first bachelor to occupy Rashtrapati Bhavan. Some of the most important decisions taken by Dr. Kalam during his presidency were signing the Office of Profit Bill, took the controversial decision to impose president's rule in Bihar. Kalam acted only on one mercy plea during his presidency. After leaving office, Kalam became a visiting professor at Indian Institute of Management, Shillong, and a professor of aerospace engineering at Anna University, and an adjunct at many other academic and research institutions across all over India. He taught information and technology at Hyderabad, Banaras, and many other universities. Now go now in 2011, Kalam made his stand on Kudunkulam nuclear power plant and supported its establishment. In May 2012, Kalam launched a program for the youth of India and called it "What Can I Give Movement" with only one central theme: to defeating corruption. Dr. Kalam affectionately was known as the People's President. Some of writings and awards of Dr. Kalam were Dr. Kalam had written many books, out of which some of them are India 2020 in 1998, Wings of Fire in 1999, Ignited Minds in 2002, and Ma Mission of India, a vision of Indian youth in 2005. Some of the main awards given to Dr. Kalam were the Government of India honored him with the Padma Bhushan in 1981. And the Padma Vibhushan in 1990 for his work with ISRO and DRDO, and also his role as a scientific advisor to the government. In 2013, he was the recipient of Von Braun Award from National Space Society. In 2012, Kalam was ranked number 2 in Outlook, India's poll of the greatest Indian. Now I would like to invite Nishita to take over.
Demise of the legend. On 27 July 2015, Kalam traveled to Shillong. At around 6:35 p.m., only 5 minutes to his lecture, he collapsed. He was rushed to nearby Bethany Hospital in a critical condition. Despite being placed in the intensive care unit, Kalam was confirmed dead of a sudden cardiac arrest at 7:45. After his demise, he was then taken to Delhi, where his body draped with Indian flag. After that, he was taken to Madurai. On 30th July 2015, the former president was laid to rest at Rameshwaram's Pei Kurumbu ground with full state honors. Concluding further, Dr. Kalam was a true scientist enriched with knowledge, enlightened with prosperity, and an enchanting leader. Not only India, but also the whole world will be always get inspired, may it be his success or failures. The youths, the leaders, the future and the past of the country will always be grateful. With this, me and my group end our presentation with a heart full of gratitude, eyes filled with pride, with the hope that you also have murmured some sounds of enthusiasm. I, Nishita, sign off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nishita, for the beautiful presentation. All of us do not have equal talent, but all of us have an equal opportunity to develop our talents. Now, I would like to invite the fourth group of this seminar belonging to 9D, having the group leader, Manshita Nayak. Sorry, so this group belongs to 9C. And the group leader is Manshita Nayak, and the participant members are Sai Shraddha Rautrai, Tanvi Tapashwini Nayak, Archi Adisha. So children, good luck.
Thank you.
A dream to touch the sky. Feel every heartbeat, reach the mountains high. Create your own adventure, take risks and make your way. Feel every color of life. A very pleasant morning to all the splendid Deviants. I'm Sai Shraddha Rautrai.
I am Tanvi.
I am Manshita.
And I am Archie.
Of Standard 9C are going to present the work life of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. On 15th of October, 1931, Rameshwaram was blessed to have such an inspirational soul. The boy who played on the laps of Rameshwaram, that maestro is none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. His childhood was full of hindrances. Crossing those, he wanted to help his family financially. So he started collecting the newspaper from Dhanush Kodi.
Dr. Kalam had done his primary schooling from Rameshwaram Elementary School. He went to Squads Higher Secondary School, Ramanathapuram, and then attended St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli for further education. He graduated in physics from University of Madras in 1954 and in 1955 studied aerospace engineering in Madras Institute of Technology. Here is a picture of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam from Madras Institute of Technology and St. Joseph's College.
After graduating from MIT, Dr. Kalam became a member of Defense Research DRDO as a scientist. He joined the Aeronautical Development Establishment, where he worked for the development in the field of military aviation. There, he helped in designing India's first indigenous hovercraft named Nandi. Kalam was also a part of INCOSPER, the Indian National Committee for Space Research, which was headed by Vikram Sarabhai. As a part of INCOSPER, he helped in launching India's first sounding rocket at Thumba. Thumba was then an obscure place in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Their situations came when they had to carry the parts of the rocket with the help of cycle and bullock carts, as we are showing over here. And a church in Thumba became their office, and a cowshed near the church became the laboratory and storage center. Apart from this, when Kalam was transferred to ISRO, he became the project director of SLV-3. He played a very crucial role in India's first satellite launch vehicle, which successfully deployed the Rohini satellite in orbit in 1980. He was also the project director of Project Devil and Project Valiant, which were two liquid-fueled missile programs developed by India in 1970. Dr. Kalam was also appointed as a chief executive of Integrated Guided Missile Development Program started by DRDO. He launched, under his guidance, India launched many powerful missiles like Trishul, Prithvi, Agni, Akash, Nag, and many more. Because of his immense contribution in the field of science and defense technology, he was made the director of DRDO in 1992. He also played an intensive role in Pokhran-2 nuclear test. This is a picture of Pokhran-2 nuclear test site, which shows people including Bajpayee and Kalam.
Kalam always said, don't fear for facing failure in the first attempt, because even mathematics starts with zero. You might think that this is just an empty talk, because Dr. Kalam has received so many things in his life. But we must always remember that behind every success story, there's always failure. Even Dr. Kalam had started his journey with failure. In MIT, while Dr. Kalam was working on a senior class project, the dean decided to check upon his progress suddenly and was quite dissatisfied. He threatened Dr. Kalam to revoke his scholarship if the project was not completed within the next 3 days. And Dr. Kalam surprised the dean and everyone else by submitting the project within stipulated time. He even narrowly missed achieving his dream of becoming a fighter pilot, as he came 9th in qualifiers, but only 8 positions were available in IAS. Dr. Kalam's first major project in ISRO, the launching of SLV-3, was also unsuccessful at its first attempt in 1979. Due to this, ISRO faced numerous criticism from all quarters all over the country. And everybody assumed that this would be an end for Kalam's career. But he thoroughly believed in himself and his team, and he started back for the successful launch of India's first ever satellite launch vehicle in 18 July 1980. Prithvi and Agni, two of the famous missiles created under the supervision of Dr. Kalam, also began with big failures. But currently they are being used by the Indian Army extensively due to their success later on. Another turning point in his life came in 2002 when India put forward Dr. Kalam to succeed the outgoing president K.R. Narayanan. Due to his simplicity and down-to-earth behavior, he was also known as the People's President. He was the third president to have been honored with Bharat Ratna. His term lasted from 25th of July 2002 to 25th of July 2007 and was succeeded by Pratibha Patil. Apart from all of this, APJ Abdul Kalam also wrote numerous books for all of us to relish forever. His books give a strong message of determination, hard work, and self-reliance. They include India 2020, Target 3 billion in
Inspiring Thoughts, Beyond 2020, Mission India, and the most famous, Wings of Fire, in which Dr. Kalam examines his early life, fortitude, hard luck, effort, and chance that eventually led him to lead the Indian space research, nuclear, and missile programs.
Biographies, what we are saying, that is also a biography. Wikipedia also has a biography of Kalam. But there are some people who have not just described about Kalam's birth, education, career, and death. They have beautifully expressed Kalam. Even some have shared their experiences with Kalam in their books, like Eternal Quest, Life and Times of Dr. Kalam by S. Chandra, President APJ Abdul Kalam by R.K. Pruthi. And also we have some movies based on and about Kalam, like I Am Kalam, a documentary movie like A Little Dream, The People's President, and a Kannada movie, My Hero Kalam, which is based on the life of Dr. Kalam.
His success stories are clear evidences of all the achievements and honors he have received. Under his supervision, India became a nuclear power. He worked with cardiologist Soma Raju and developed Kalam Raju stent and Kalam Raju tablet. He has also received India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, in 1997. He is also a recipient of many more awards such as Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Indira Gandhi Award, etc. He is India's one of the most distinguished scientists of India, who has a unique honor of receiving 7 honorary doctorates from 40 universities from India and abroad. He was also ranked as number 2 in the Outlook India's poll of Greatest India. For his tremendous contribution, an island was named after him, that is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which is situated in the Bhatak district of Odisha. Also, a bacteria called Solibacillus kalami was also named after him. Here is a picture of the island and the bacteria, as you can see in the slide.
Dr. Kalam is a perfect example of simple living and high thinking. He was a humble person, and his simplicity only reflected the greatness of his heart. Despite of being honored with numerous awards, achievements, and honors, he never shied away from introducing himself as a teacher. After leaving the office, an honorary fellow of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, he was also the Chancellor of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram, and Professor of Aerospace Engineering at Anna University, and an adjunct at various other academic and research institutions all across the country. He regarded teachers as one of the greatest aspects for creating tomorrow's India and loved children so much that his birthday, that is on 15th October, is celebrated as World Students' Day all over the world. Also, in Switzerland, the Science Day is celebrated on 26th May because on this very day, Dr. Kalam paid a visit to the country in 2006. Dr. Kalam also launched a program in May 2012 for the youth of India and termed it as What Can I Give Movement, with a central theme of defeating corruption.
Like any other journey, this journey also had an end. And this happened at IIM Shillong when Kalam was giving a lecture on creating a livable planet. He collapsed, and this was the end of the story. And this happened on 27th July 2015 because of a cardiac arrest when Kalam was 83 years old. People from all over the world offered their condolences for the demise of this great person. We have a memorial at Rameshwaram, India, named Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam National Memorial. This is a picture of the memorial, which depicts beautifully the pastimes of Kalam.
An epitome of intellect,
simplicity, and wisdom.
President who left indelible marks on several fields, ranging from science to politics.
His relentless quest for knowledge continues to capture the idea of the self-reliant India.
Dr. Kalam for inspiring us. With this, we all would like to sign off. Thank you.
Thank you, Manshita and team, for the informative presentation. You were born with wings. Don't crawl. Learn to use them to fly and fly. Yes, dear children, Dr. Kalam was the miraculous person who transformed his crawl into fly high. Moving on, let me invite Group 5, led by Mana Mishra. And the group members are Bishweshwar Mishra, Aman Dash, and Parikshit Singh Rathod. They all belong to class 9D. Children,
Thank you, ma'am.
the platform is yours and good luck.
Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today, my group and I will be talking about the Missile Man of India, also known as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Let us continue the presentation with Bishweshwar. You can continue.
Thank you, Manav. Good morning, esteemed judges, respected teachers, and my dear friends. I am Bishweshwar Mishra, and today we are going to talk about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. Avul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam, also known by the name Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, was the 11th President of India and was in office from 2002 to 2007. Born on 15th of October 1931 in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, he studied physics and aerospace engineering and spent the next 4 decades as a scientist and science administrator at DRDO and ISRO. He was involved in the research of military missiles and thus he came to be known as the Missile Man of India. He played an important role in the nuclear tests of Pokhran 2. Now, let's talk about his personal life. Kalam was the youngest of his 5 siblings, the eldest of whom was a sister named Asim Zohra, followed by his 3 elder brothers named Muhammad Muthu, Mira Lebai Maraikar, Mustafa Kalam, and Qasim Muhammad. He was extremely close to his elder siblings and their extended families throughout his life and would regularly send small sums of money to his older relations, himself remaining a lifelong bachelor. Kalam was noted for his integrity and his simple lifestyle. He never owned a television and was in the habit of rising at 6:30 or 7 in the morning and sleeping by 2 a.m. in the night. His few personal possessions included his books, his veena, some articles of clothing, a CD player, and a laptop. Now, I would like Aman Dash to move on with the presentation. Aman, please.
Thank you, Bishweshwar. Now we are going to look at Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's student life. In his school years, Kalam had average grades but was described as a bright and hardworking student who had a strong desire to learn. He spent hours on his studies, especially mathematics. After completing his education at the Swartz Higher Secondary School, Ramanathapuram, Kalam went to attend St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli, and then affiliated with the University of Madras, from where he graduated in physics in 1954. He moved to Madras in 1955 to study aerospace engineering in Madras Institute of Technology. While Kalam was working on a senior class project, the dean was dissatisfied with his lack of progress and threatened to revoke his scholarship unless the project was finished within the next 3 days. Kalam met the deadline, impressing the dean, who later said to him, "I was putting you under stress and asking you to meet a difficult deadline." He narrowly missed achieving his dream of becoming a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force as he came 9th in the qualifiers and only 8 positions were available. Now we are going to look at Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's achievements. He helped build India's first indigenous hovercraft. He was also a part of the team which set up TURL's Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launching System. Kalam was the project director of India's first SLV. He was responsible for the successful launch of Agni and Prithvi missiles. Dr. Kalam supervised the Pokhran 2 explosions as the chief of DRDO, and he also served as the first principal scientific advisor to the government of India. Now, I would like to pass over to Parikshit for more further proceedings.
Thank you, Aman. Now we head on to books written by Kalam. There are tons of books written by Kalam. Some of them are Wings of Fire, which is one of the most famous book written by Kalam, Ignited Minds, India 2020, Turning Points, Na Jeevan Gaman, You Are Born to Blossom, and Adamay Sahas. Let's head on to quotes by Kalam. Man needs difficulties in life because they are necessary to enjoy success. Let us sacrifice our today so that our children can have a better tomorrow. Winners are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. Now I would request Manav to conclude.
Thank you, Parikshit. Thank you everyone for listening patiently. We'll never forget this legend.
Thank you, Manav and team, for the wonderful presentation. Dream is not what you see in sleep, is that which does not let you sleep. May I now invite the sixth group belonging to 9D and led by Master T.N. Pratyush. His team members are Aditya Gautam, Swadhin Mishra, Anirvinyan Tripathi. Children, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dreams is not what you see in sleep. It is indeed the thing which doesn't let you sleep. With these words by our missile man APJ Abdul Kalam, I, Anil Vinya, along with my teammates Swadhin Mishra, T.N. Pratyush, and Aditya Gautam, are going to pay heartfelt gratitude towards APJ Abdul Kalam. Let's talk about his family. Awal Pakir Jainuddin Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931 to a Tamil Muslim family in the pilgrimage center of Rameswaram in the state of Tamil Nadu. His father, Jainuddin Marakayar, was a boat owner and imam of a local mosque, and his mother, Asha Amma, was a housewife. Kalam was youngest of 4 brothers and 1 sister. His ancestors were famous Marakayar traders and landowners who lost their prestige around 1920s. Now, I would like Aditya to speak more on this topic.
Education. In school years, he had average grade but was described as a bright and hardworking student who had a desire to learn. He spent hours on his studies, especially in mathematics. After completing his education at Swartz Higher Secondary School, Ramanathapuram, he went on to attend St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli, then affiliated from the University of Madras, from where he graduated in physics in 1954. He moved to Madras in 1955 to study aerospace engineering in MIT. He was placed 9th in IAF qualifier, due to which he missed his dreams of becoming a fighter pilot. These are few pics of APJ Abdul Kalam during his childhood days. Career. After graduating from MIT in 1960, Kalam joined Aeronautical Development Establishment of the DRDO as a scientist after becoming a member of DRDS. He started his career by designing a small hovercraft. He was also part of INCOSPA committee working under Vikram Sarabhai. In 1969, he was transferred to ISRO. Works and his contributions. In ISRO, he was the project director of India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, which successfully deployed Rohini satellite in near Earth orbit in July 1980. In 1963 to 64, he visited NASA's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, and Volux Flight Facility. He made an effort to develop PSLV and SLV-3 between the year 1970s and 1990s, both of which proved to be successful. In 1970, Kalam also directed 2 projects, Project Devil and Project Valiant, which sought to develop ballistic missiles from the technology of successful SLV program. Kalam played an important role in IGM-DP mission and developed many missiles like Agni and Prithvi. Kalam served as Chief Secretary Advisor to the Prime Minister and Secretary of the DRDO from July 1992 to December 1999. Now over to T.N. Pratyush.
Thank you, Aditya. The Pokhran 2 tests were conducted during this period in which he played an intensive technological and political role. He served as a chief project coordinator during this testing phase. In 1998, along with cardiologist Somaraju,
Kalam developed a low-cost coronary stent named the Kalam Raju stent. In 2012, the duo designed a rugged tablet computer for healthcare in rural areas, which was named the Kalam Raju tablet. He was also an author who wrote many great books like Wings of Fire, Ignited Minds, India 2020, etc. Now we can see the missile man, APJ Abdul Kalam, during his career as a scientist, as he was very fond of science. Now about his presidency. Dr. Kalam was elected as the 11th president of India, succeeding K.R. Narayan. He won the 2002 presidential election with an electoral vote of 9,22,844, surpassing the 1,07,336 votes won by Lakshmi Shankar. His term lasted from 25 July 2002 to 25 July 2007. During that period, he was affectionately called as People's President. Now we can see some photos of Kalam during his presidency. Now I would like to pass the chance to Swathin.
So now let's talk about the post-presidency. So after leaving the office, Kalam became a visiting officer of IIM Shillong, Ahmedabad, Indore, honorary fellow of IIS Bangalore, chancellor of IIST, professor of aerospace engineering at Anna University. In May 2012, he launched a program for the youth of India called What Can I Give Movement with the theme of defeating corruption. So demise of the great legend. On July 2015, Kalam was traveling to Shillong to deliver a speech at IIM. He experienced some discomfort but was able to enter the auditorium after a brief rest. At around 6:35 p.m., he collapsed. He was rushed to nearby Bethany Hospital in a critical condition. Upon arrival, he lacked pulse. Despite being placed in the ICU, he was confirmed dead due to sudden cardiac arrest at 7:45 at the age of 83. The living legend has died but is still there in our hearts. So now let's talk about the awards. These awards are really praiseworthy. Some of the main awards are Padma Bhushan 1981, Padma Vibhushan 1990, Indira Gandhi Award for National Integration in 1997, Veer Savarkar Award in 1998, Bharat Ratna in 1997, Shastra Ramanujan Prize in 2000, and Von Award 2013.
Thank you, Swathin. Indeed, all birds find shelter during the rain, but the eagle avoids rain by going about the clouds. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day ahead, and hence ends our PPT. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, TN and your team, for the wonderful presentation. If
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
fail, never give up, because fail, F-A-I-L, means first attempt in learning. Moving on, may I now request Group 7 to start their presentation. The group leader is Samyam Pratyansh, and the participants are Shivashish Sahu, Pratyush Kumar Bhanja, and Sai Srideb. Children, get set, go. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Black color is sentimentally bad, but a blackboard has brightened many students' lives. Good morning, everyone present over here in this esteemed meeting. Today, I, Samyam Pratyansh Padiyari, along with my group members, Shivashish Sahu, Pratyush Kumar Bhanja, and Sai Sridev, are present over here to give our PPT on the given topic, Life of the People's President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Initially, I would like to elaborate regarding his childhood. Abul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam, better known as APJ Abdul Kalam, was born on October 15, 1931. He was born into a poor Tamil family in the pilgrimage town of Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. His mother Ashiamma was a housewife and his father Janabad was an imam of a local mosque and a boat owner. He was indeed the youngest in the family. The family was not financially affluent, yet all the children were raised in an atmosphere that was full of love and compassion. From this, we get to know a bare idea of all the things that inspired him in his childhood and the very reason behind his strong and inspiring personality. In this slide, we are going to know something about his first wages or salary as a job. When Abdul Kalam was 8 years old, the Second World War broke out. At this time, the newspaper had to be bundled and thrown out of the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanuskodi. His cousin brother Samshuddin distributed newspaper in Rameshwaram in this situation. He was forced to look for a helping hand to catch the bundles, and as if naturally, Abdul Kalam helped him. Samshuddin helped him to earn his very first wages. Now, I would like to describe something about his school life and what kind of student APJ Abdul Kalam was. APJ Abdul Kalam was an average student, but his desire to read and spend hours studying and learning mathematics proved to create a strong foundation in his initial stages of education. He studied in Rameshwaram Elementary School for his elementary education. Now, I would like to invite Pratyush Kumar Bhanja to take the further lead. Pratyush, please.
Towards the end of his course, he was not enthusiastic about the subject and would later regret the 4 years he studied it. After completing his elementary education, Kalam went to attend St. Joseph College and Tirunelveli, then affiliated with the University of Madras, from where he graduated in physics in 1954. He then moved to Madras in 1955 to study aerospace engineering. Becoming a fighter pilot, it was his dearest dream, but he failed to realize it as he bagged 9th position. Only 8 slots were available in the IAF. After graduating from Madras Institute of Technology, MIT, Chennai in 1960, Abdul Kalam joined Aeronautical Development Establishment of Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. As a scientist, Kalam started his career by designing a small helicopter for the Indian Army, but remained inconvenienced with the choice of his job at DRDO. Now I would like to tell Sibasish to Kalam was also part of the Incosphere committee working under Vikram Sarabhai, the renowned space scientist. Kalam was transferred to the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, where he was the project director of India's first indigenous satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3. We successfully deployed the Rohini satellite in near Earth orbit in July 1980. Thus, he came to be known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missiles and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal organizational, technical, and political role in Indian Pokhran-2 nuclear test in 1998, the first since the original nuclear test in India in 1974. He turned to his civilizational life of education, writing, and public service with a single term. He was a replicant of several prestigious awards, including Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. Kalam was elected as the 7th President of India in 2002 with the support of both the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and then opposition, Indian National Congress. He is widely known as People's President. Kalam wrote 12 books in total, and he was also famous for writing songs and poetry. Some famous books written by him are Wings of Fire, Ignited Minds, The Luminous Sparks, Mission of India, etc. Now, I would like to invite Sai Shidep to elaborate on the last days and last words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. On 27 July 2015, APJ Abdul Kalam traveled to Shillong to deliver a lecture on creating a livable planet Earth at the Indian Institute of Management, Shillong. While climbing a flight of stairs, he experienced some discomfort, but was able to enter the auditorium. After a brief rest, at around 6:35 p.m., only 5 minutes into his lecture, he collapsed. He was rushed to the nearby Bethany Hospital in a critical condition. Upon arrival, he lacked a pulse and any other signs of life. Despite being placed in the intensive Care Unit, Kalam was confirmed death of a sudden cardiac arrest at 7:45 p.m. His last words are, "Funny guy, are you doing well?"
Now, I would like to thank all the teachers and coordinators for providing us with such a great opportunity in order to gather some information regarding this legend's life. And I would also like to thank Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam for his great and consistent devotion and contribution that he has done towards the development and prosperity of this country. With this, we all would like to sign off. Thank you.
Thank you, Samyam and team from 9B for the informative presentation. Success is when your signature changes to autographs. Moving on, let me invite Group 8, led by Adyasha Sahu, and the other members are Ananya Mahapatra, Toshali Garnayak, Vaibhavi Bhuiya. They all belong to class 9D. Children, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Ma'am, could you please make me the host again?
Yes, Vaibhavi, you have already been made as host.
No, ma'am, I'm not. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good luck.
Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Yes, very well visible.
If you salute your walk, you don't have to salute anybody. If you pollute your walk, you have to salute everybody. Good morning to all the honorable jury members, esteemed teachers, and my fellow participants. Knowing the success stories of great personalities stimulates our motivational enzymes within us, and we all wish to emulate them on our path of success. Exactly with this aim, I, Toshali Garnaik, with my group mates Ananya Mahapatra, Adyasa Sahu, and Vaibhavi Bhuiya, are going to present our PPT on the topic of working life of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a human first. Abur Pakir Zainul Abidin Abdul Kalam, usually referred as APJ Abdul Kalam, was the 11th President of India for the term 2002 to 2007. He was born on 15th October 1931 and died on 27 July 2015. He was born to a poor Tamil Muslim family in the pilgrimage center of Rameshwaram on the Pamban Island in Tamil Nadu. His father, Zainul Abidin, was a boat owner and the imam of the local mosque. His mother, Ashi Amma, was a housewife. Dr. Kalam had 5 siblings. This man has taken everyone's heart by his great jobs and contribution towards our country.
Now let's have a look on his education life. He was not the topper of the class, nor a brilliant student. Rather, he was an average, hardworking student. He was a boy who worked for his family at a very small age. He used to sell newspapers at mornings and study at nights. As a student, mathematics was his main interest. After completing his education at the Squads Higher Secondary School, Ramanathapuram, Kalam went on to attend St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli, then affiliated with the University of Madras, from where he graduated in physics in 1954. After graduating from the Madras Institute of Technology in 1960, Kalam joined the Aeronautical Development Establishment of the Defense Research and Development Organization as a scientist after becoming a member of the Defense Research and Development Service, DRDS.
Now, let us have a look at his first job as a professional. From Madras Institute of Technology, he went to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited as a trainee. Two alternative opportunities for employment, both close to his long-standing dream of flying, presented themselves before him when he came out of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited as a graduate aeronautical engineer.
One was from Dehradun in the Air Force and other one was from Delhi at the DTT&P at the Defense Ministry. First, he went to Delhi to give the interview for the DTT&P, from where he proceeded towards Dehradun for his interview at the Air Force Selection Board. He could only finish 9th in the batch of 25 examined to select 8 officers. He didn't give in and returned back to Delhi and inquired at the DTT&P office, where he was handed over the appointment letter, to which he joined the very next day as the senior scientific assistant on a basic salary of Rs 250 per month. All this happened in 1958 when he was just 27 years old.
Now, talking about his career breakthrough, it was when he was called for an interview by INCOSPARC for the position of rocket engineer. The call came very unexpected to him. After Professor N.G.K. Menon of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research saw his work on the Nandi hoverboat in Bangalore. He had a very little idea of what to expect in the interview or who would be conducting it. Neither did he know of what exactly areas would be tested. He just went to Bombay with open mind, telling himself not to raise his expectation. There he met one of the greatest mentors of his life, a scientist, educationist, institution builder, and visionary, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, one of the modern India's greatest thinkers and doers. He was interviewed by Dr. Sarabhai, Professor Menon, and Mr. Saraf, who was the Deputy Secretary of the Atomic Energy Commission. After a few days of the interview, the very next day in the evening, he was informed about his induction into the INCOSPARC. It was like a dream come true for him and a great career breakthrough.
At the time when Dr. Kalam was working in the aeronautical development establishment, he was asked to make a ground equipment machine. A small working group was made comprising 4 persons and it was led by Dr. Kalam. 3 years' time was given to complete it. After working for around 1.5 years on the design, the hovercraft was Cheryl's Nandi, after the bull ridden by Lord Shiva. The hovercraft moved on air cushion of about 400 millimeter with the load 550 kg. Professor V.K. Menon asked Dr. Kalam to take a ride on the Nandi. They took a ride on the hovercraft for few centimeters, basically not flying but floating on air.
Now, talking about his achievements, Kalam was appointed as the scientific advisor of the Defense Minister in 1992. He played a major role in conducting the Pokhran phase, a series of 5 nuclear bomb test explosions in May 1998. With this success, he got a status of national hero. On June 10, 2002, the NDA government proposed Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's name for the presidential post of the leader against the opposition party Congress President Sonia Gandhi. He was the first scientist and first bachelor to occupy the Rashtrapati Bhavan. He received the prestigious Bharat Ratna Award in 1997 for his contributions in scientific research field.
Awards are an encouragement. Talking about the Indian awards Kalam had got, first in 1981, he got the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India, which is the 3rd highest civilian award of India. Second, in 1990, he got the 2nd highest civilian award of India, that is the Padma Vibhushan. In 1997, he got the Indira Gandhi Award for National Integration. Next, in 1998, he got the Veer Savarkar Award. In 2000, Sastry Ramanujan Prize given by the Shahamugha Arts, Science, Technology and Research Academy, India. In 2013, Von Braun Award given by the National Space Society. Moving on to the international awards. In 2010, the University of Waterloo honored him with the Doctor of Engineering. In 2011, he became an honorary member of IEE. In 2014, he received an honorary degree in Doctor of Science from the Edinburgh University, UK. Next, in 2015, he got the biggest award ever, which is remembered by everyone. That is, the United Nations recognized Dr. Kalam's birthday as World Students' Day.
Now, as we all know, teaching was Kalam's passion. He knew that teachers play an important role in shaping the future of the children because his teacher, Shiva Subramanya Iyer, was the one who showed Kalam how birds fly. APJ Abdul Kalam always used to say he would like to be remembered as a teacher. When he became the president in 2002, he made no compromise in his penchant for teaching. Administering a pledge on national development of the youth was his passion. Every time he would visit a college or a school, thousands of people would gather in the auditorium just to listen to his motivational words. Now, talking about his political career, in 2002, India's ruling National Democratic Alliance put forward Kalam to succeed outgoing President K.R. Narayan as the 11th President of India. He was affectionately called as the People's President. He was criticized as the president for his inaction to decide the fate of 20 mercy petition out of 21. He was nominated by the Hindu nationalist NDA, even though he was a Muslim, and his stature and popular appeal were such that even the main opposition party, the Indian National Congress, also proposed his candidacy.
Someone has rightly said that be so good that no one could ignore you. And Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was such a personality. Apart from being a great scientist, he was also a proficient writer and a motivational speaker. Some of its noted works are Wings of Fire, Ignited Minds, and Vision India 2020. Hard work and pity, study and learning, compassion and forgiveness were the cornerstones of his life. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a visionary, had a 2020 vision for India in which he visualized India as one of the most advanced and developed countries of the world. Though today we are in the year 2021, we still haven't achieved this milestone. So, with the hope that we would be achieving his expectations in the forthcoming years, we sign off. Thank you.
Thank you, Adyasha and team, for the beautiful presentation. Look at the sky. We are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspires to give the best to those who dream and work. Moving on, let me invite Group 9, led by Ashutosh Maharana, and the other participant, Archit Pasayat from 9D. Children ready? Archit and Ashutosh?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good luck.
Accept your past without regret, handle your present with confidence, and face your future without fear. Good morning, everyone. I, Ashutosh Maharana, and my teammate Archit Pasayat are going to present some points on World Students' Day, the birthday of APJ Abdul Kalam. World Students' Day. World Students' Day is celebrated on 15th October, the birth anniversary of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. This year, World Students' Day will be celebrated on 15th October 2021, Friday. World Students' Day was announced by the United Nations on 15th October 2018 to pay homage to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a teacher, a good motivator, and a fine scientist who lives in the heart of every Indian. The theme of last year's World Students' Day was learning for people, planet, prosperity, and peace.
Significance of the World Students' Day. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam used to play the role of a motivator guide for the students of all classes and caste. His own life as a student was quite challenging, and he faced many difficulties and challenges in his life. In his childhood, he used to sell newspapers to support his family and his education. With a strong willpower, he overcame all the obstacles in his life and became the 11th President of India. Even during his scientific and political career, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam considered himself as a teacher and loved to address the students. He had such an inclination towards the teaching that at one point in his life, he left the post of a chief scientific advisor to the government of India and chose the post of a teacher. Dr. Kalam delivered many speeches and wrote books and focused on the progress of students all around the world.
Now we know that APJ Abdul Kalam considered himself more as a teacher than as a president or a scientist. Let's watch a clip of Dr. APJ Kalam interacting with students.
Questions. 5 questions. 5. Who is going to ask 5 questions? 5 fellows come. Yes, get up. Come. What is the question? Start.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Which class you are studying?
I'm studying in 10th standard. My name is Gayatri Mohan.
10th standard.
Yes, sir.
Next year, what subject you will take?
I wish to take Biomax.
Why bio?
I'm interested in biology and...
Biology, or you want to become a doctor?
My ambition is to become, I want to study more on aerospace engineering.
You are become a life scientist, right?
Yes.
Very good girl. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So my question to you is, a journey from Rameshwaram to Rashtrapati Bhavan is indeed a great achievement which no one can think of.
You are giving a lecture now. What's the question?
Sir, I would like to hear from you a few tips for the upcoming generation to succeed in life.
Well, succeeding life, I have already told you.
Yes.
You have to do 4 things, okay? Number 1, repeat with me. Number 1, you repeat.
Number 1.
Great aim.
Great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will continuously acquire knowledge. Continuously acquire knowledge.
Continuously acquire knowledge.
Oh, I will do hard work.
I will do hard work.
I will persevere.
I will persevere.
And succeed.
And succeed.
Okay.
Now let's go to the next slide.
Celebration of World Students Day. World Students Day is celebrated in all schools and colleges of India, and efforts are being made for the progress of the society through the vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He believed the students are the future of our country, and they can bring many revolutionary changes in the society. He described education as a means of progress and believed that only through this we can remove problems like poverty, illiteracy, and malnutrition from our society. His great ideas have inspired millions of other people of the country and strengthened the democracy of our country. In the educational institutions, speech and essay writing competitions are organized on the topic of Dr. Kalam's contribution to students' community. Science exhibitions are also organized in many places on this day in the honor of Missile Man of India, that is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Contribution to education. He continued to inspire students through his speeches in many colleges and academic institutions across India due to this love and trust of students. His love for the students was so deep that he took his last breath while giving a speech at the Indian Institute of Management IIM Shillong on the topic Keeping the Earth a Living Planet. These are some of the universities with which he remained associated with till his last breath. Aerospace engineer at Anna University, honorary teacher at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, chancellor at Indian Institute of Space and Technology, Trivandrum, visiting professor at 4 universities, IIM Indore, Shillong, and Ahmedabad.
Importance of the World Students Day. Celebrating World Students Day is a matter of great importance for us because through this we get many important lessons. For a student, this day becomes even more important because the life of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam teaches us that no matter how many challenges are in life, but through education, we can overcome every obstacle in our life. He always says, dream big to achieve big.
After getting so many information of our 11th President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, we sign off. Thank you everyone for your patient hearing.
Thank you, Ashutosh and Archit, for your wonderful presentation. Failure will never overtake me if my definition to succeed is strong enough. Moving on, let me now invite the 10th group of the seminar, Swayam Pragya Swai, the group leader, and Anushka Panda, from 9E to start their presentation. Swayam Pragya and Anushka, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Dreams are not those what you see when you sleep. Dreams are those which never let you sleep.
Do you know who quoted this? Yes, he was none other than our very own Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. A very pleasant morning to one and all present over here. This is me, Anushka Panda, with my teammate Swam Pragya Swine, present over here to present our PPT on the given topic, the legend Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. Kalam has achieved superb heights in his life. But before diving into those main topics, let us know some details about him. To know this, let me invite Pragya to take us to the path of his childhood journey. Pragya, please.
Thank you, Anushka. So firstly, let us know about the proud birth givers. October 1931, the legend Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to birth in Marrakech. And mother Ashiama Jainaba with post-graduation in aeronautical engineering. In Madras Institute of in DRDO Aeronautical Department. APJ Abdul Kalam was one. In 1970, those were Project Devil and Project Valiant, and also made an effort to develop the SLV and SLV-3 projects. He went to NASA to get Vision 2020 to make India a developed one. In that same year, he played a major role in conducting the Pokhran 2. Luckily, in
Dr. Kalam also received many awards such as Padma Bhushan in 1981, Padma Vibhushan in 1990, Bharat Ratna in 1995, and many others. You know what? He was also a great author. He wrote many books like Wings of Fire in 1999, Ignited Minds in 2002, You Were Born to Blossom in 2011, and much others. And finally, the dreadful day came, dated 27 July 2015, when he was delivering his last speech at IIM Shillong. He got a cardiac arrest and left to his heavenly abode at the age of 83. Let us now discuss briefly why Dr. Kalam was called the Missile Man of India. For this, let me invite Swam Pragya.
Dr. Kalam spent his most of life in Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. He was also known as the Missile Man of India for his contribution to the development of India's missile projects like Prithvi and Agni missile. India became a nuclear power under Kalam, who was the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister between 1992 and 1999. Extending our knowledge further, let us now know the story of testing the missiles. In this regard, I would like to invite Anushka. Anushka, please.
Thank you, Pragya. Let us just hear some points about the testings. In 1998, India tested the missile Prithvi, and in 1989, the missile Agni. The entire world undertook note of India's program of developing nuclear missile indigenously. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program was conceived and carried out under the leadership of Dr. Kalam. In order that China and Pakistan get an idea of India's missile strength and India's borders remain safe, Agni-1 was tested. To know more about the other missiles, I would prefer to call Pragya to say better.
Thank you, Anushka. In 1990, the missile Akash was developed to fire from land to air, safe and secure due to the production of such missiles. So now, failures. Failures always help us to succeed. To know more about what challenges he faced,
in his childhood, Dr. Kalam has struggled a lot to earn for his family because it was the time of World War and the life was of course not easy. He collected and distributed newspapers and also continued his studies. He had missed an opportunity to become a fighter pilot for the Indian Air Force. He was tested. He was at the 9th place on the list, and there were unfortunately only 8 openings. His visit to Switzerland is commemorated as Science Day in the country in his honor after his demise. He was also checked for explosives by the airport staff twice. Let us now dive more deep into the contributions made by Dr. Kalam towards the society. For this, I invite Pragya. Pragya, please.
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam played a major role in heading the Pokhran-2 nuclear testing, being the chief scientific man of the then Prime Minister, leading to him being known as the best nuclear scientist of the country at that time. The nuclear testing under the supervision of Kalam during the period of July 1992 to December 1999 made India a nuclear armed state. Now, India is a nuclear country, and every country will think 100 times before fighting with India. Working jointly with cardiologist Soma Raju, the late president developed a cost-effective coronary stent, Kalam Raju Singh, which helped in making healthcare accessible to all.
Life brings tears, smile, and memories. The tears dry, the smiles fade, but the memories last forever. Yes, maybe that the person leaves us physically, but mentally and emotionally, his memories stay forever. It is true that Dr. Kalam has left for his heavenly journey. It is true that he has gone from our sides, but this fact is also true that he has won our hearts and will remain in our hearts forever. With this, we come to an end of our presentation. Hope you liked it. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, Swam Pragya and Anushka, for the wonderful presentation. Dear friends, we have come to the end of the program. This was the last group who was presenting. That was group 10 from 9E. It is very easy to defeat someone, but very difficult to win someone. Here, I believe that our 34 ignited minds of 10 groups must have won the hearts of all the viewers on the virtual mode. Gratitude is the mother of all virtues. I'm really grateful to our mentor, the great teacher, our principal, Dr. Keshav Chandra Satpathy, for keeping all the platforms open to showcase the talents of our children. I'm also thankful to our academic coordinator, Indira Madam, for her constant guidance and support. I'm really thankful to the supervisors who are always on their toes to help whenever and wherever it is required. I'm really thankful to the science department for conducting this program. I'm again thankful to the technical team for their technical support. Once again, I express my gratitude to the judges for sparing their valuable time. At last, but not the least, dear participants, thank you so much for preparing yourselves, not only to participate in this seminar, but also to develop yourself in all other fields apart from academics. I ensure all of you, and I am really quite hopeful that these children must have developed a sense of determination, a sense of dedication, and sense of simplicity. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all who are directly or indirectly involved to make this program a successful one. Thank you.